guys, today is going to be a quick bag review. I'm not sure I've ever done any proper bag reviews, maybe like a one, I think I once reviewed my Louis Vuitton Neverfull as a what's in my carry-on plus review. But I'm talking about a bag review when you've had a bag for quite a long time and you want to talk about kind of wear and how you've worn it and, you know, whether you would buy it again, that kind of thing. So the one I want to talk about today is the Rebecca Minkoff Love Crossbody. This is actually a bag that I'm selling, which is why I've been kind of pushed to think I'm actually going to review it now. So I'm going to go through it and you can kind of get an idea of how I feel about it, why I'm selling it, and then I'll talk about really why I'm selling it at the end. But I bought this in Las Vegas last year. It is the black leather with black hardware, which I believe to be quite difficult to find, and it was really difficult at the time. However, I've just found a UK stockist, I think it's Orlando, I'll link it below, of this exact style of bag. So if you're interested, I'll link that and you can see for yourselves. I think it's £225 currently in the UK, possibly slightly easier to find in the States. So I've had this for just under a year. I bought the bag because I was desperate for a Chanel, and this was pretty much as close to a Chanel bag as I was ever going to purchase, really. Really beautiful quality. The leather is very soft. You can kind of see slight wear. Because it is real leather, it has kind of softened over time and use. Although I haven't used it all that much, and I don't know. I think, you know, the quilts are still really puffy. Everything about it looks quite new, but you can see that it is real leather because it has softened and just generally worn over time. I think just a real leather bag, even if it just sits on a shelf, tends to soften. I don't know what that's all about. But it is in the style, it's some kind of amalgamation of the classic flap and the boy bag, because it's got the quilted, you know, puffy leather, but it's also got this square shape and the trim around it that looks slightly more boy. It's got that same, I believe it's called a kiss lock closure. And it's just one large flat bag, so it's not got any kind of compartments or segments within it. It's just one large area bag. I can fit quite a lot in here, like cameras, wallets, large wallet, phone, all kinds of stuff that I would need on a day or night out. The lining, I believe, changes season to season. It corresponds with the dust bag, but I've got a couple of different Rebecca Minkoff bags and they've all got different linings, so I think it must be different season to season. Unless just occasionally she changes it, and I happen to have a few different ones. On the inside, like I say, it's just one large space. Then you've got a zip pocket, you've got a little pocket that you could fit kind of like a card or something in it, not a lot, and then a couple of pouches, which I suppose in theory are for your phone, but I don't know. My iPhone 6 Plus would not fit in there at all. Inside the bag, like I say, I can fit quite a lot of stuff. More than potentially you would think, because it is a relatively small bag, but it's definitely something that I could take out during the day and night, and it could be potentially your only handbag, because it is really versatile. In the way that it looks, it's very casual, but I think that the black, and just the chain in general makes it look quite dressy, but the fact that it's black makes it look a little bit more casual and edgy. I definitely preferred this to the gold. On the outside of the bag, like I say, just one flat opening, and then you've got a little pocket, which again is quite Chanel-esque on the back. And that's got a magnetic closure, so it's not just a flap, it does stay shut. And with the chain handle, as with most Rebecca Minkoff bags that are crossbody, you can change it. So you can basically unhook these, you can thread it through to give it that chain on the top, which again is quite Chanel, and you can also run it through and connect it back up to here to make the whole thing shorter, or take it off and wear it as a clutch, but I think it's quite wide to be worn as a clutch. So that's the bag. I have been really happy with it, and to be quite honest, had it not been for this one reason, I probably would have held on to it. I mean, I could wear it if I was like on holiday and I didn't need to carry a lot of things. I carry a lot of stuff for my kids in my bag during the day, and I tend to gravitate towards larger bags. But I do love crossbody bags. I love to be able to just put it over my shoulder and it stay, especially if you have got kids. It's the dilemma for me, is small bag that's easy to carry or large bag that can carry lots for the kids. As they're getting older, it's less, I have to carry less for them, and it's not such a big deal, but it's nice to be able to just throw something in your bag, isn't it? And so this hasn't been worn as much as I would like. I kind of did think that it would be more of an evening bag, and truth be told, I just don't have that much call for an evening bag in my life. And the main reason that I'm selling it, because it is a beautiful bag, there's no reason to sell it. The main reason that I'm selling it is because I'm trying to put together a bag fund for my first Chanel. So I've spoken a little bit about this in the past. They are absolutely ridiculously overpriced, so expensive, but I have always wanted one, and given that I'm 30 this year, in about a week and a half's time, I decided that this was the year I was going to save and buy one. So I've been saving a little bit before Christmas, started saving up and decided that I was going to put the money towards one this year, and this was the year that I was going to bite the bullet. And then I can't remember how it happened, but I discovered through a forum or YouTube, I forget, that Heathrow actually have duty-free prices, and it's the only place, maybe in the world, definitely in Europe, that you can save on Chanel bags. Potentially cheaper to buy them from Heathrow in London than it is to buy them in Paris, or even Italy. I think is potentially the cheapest place because that's where a lot of them are made. It's insane. So because of that, I've decided to try and fast track my saving a little bit, and I've gone through, as part of my declutter January, I've gone through a lot of my stuff in my wardrobe and thought, right, be brutal. Like, are you really going to use this? I mean, I had a brand new Kate Spade wallet that I was saving for this trip, and it is such beautiful quality, very similar to this actually, that's quilted. Such beautiful quality, and it's pale. Absolutely gorgeous, but I don't think I'm ever going to dare use it because I'm really hard on my things, and I'm a bit scared that I'm just going to absolutely wreck it. So I've gone through things, you know, either things I'm not using anymore, things that I've not used as much as I should, or some things that I've never even worn or used, which is insane, and listed them on eBay. Some things that I potentially in the past would have just kind of let gather dust, or even just kind of given away for nothing. I've decided to actually list on eBay and make a little bit of money to try and fund my new handbag purchase, which we shall see. You know, everything, the stars have to align. You never know about the stock in Heathrow, but I'm looking at one of the very, very small bags, just kind of my only tiny little piece of Chanel. We're not talking like, not about to go out and buy like a £4,000 handbag. But that's the main reason that I'm selling this one, because this was basically my it'll do for now bag. Beautiful quality if you are looking for, you know, next best thing and you just don't have the Chanel budget, which most of us don't, and I definitely don't. I would highly, highly recommend this. This is such a good quality bag, all like really nice leather, and generally I've been completely in love with it as and when I've used it. But given that it was my next best thing, I think if I do manage to put together the money to get the real thing, I don't really need to keep it. So I've decided to put that into my to be sold for the bag fund pile. I believe by the time this video goes up, it will have been sold. However, I will link the place that I found in the UK that's selling this bag below if you're interested in this exact same style. I will just mention one thing that I've noticed whilst filming this video. When I first purchased this, I was looking on forums and a lot of people talked about the black chipping, because obviously it's black coating. Across the entire chain, I can't see any issues whatsoever. No chipping on this section of the bag, no chipping on the little plaque on the back. However, there is a little bit of chipping around the clasp and these little hooks here. Hardly noticeable at all, because it's really just like on the underside of the hook that's in the bag, but something worth mentioning if you were interested in that. It's not something that I would be necessarily worried about, because even the chipping that you can see, the metal underneath isn't like bright silver shiny metal, and it's not something that I've ever noticed before, but it is something that could potentially happen if you get the black coated one as opposed to the gold or the silver. So that's just something to think about if you are considering this exact same bag and it was something you were concerned about. It has happened, but I think that's probably happened more because I have unattached the chain and changed it around. Probably if you leave it as it is, you'll experience less chipping. So that's it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Will hopefully be a declutter. But yeah, sorry I've made you wait so long for those. But I will be back and I will finish the series, I promise. Bye!